Today's case is incredible. A female officer fell for a male inmate, and they secretly had a physical relationship. Later, their affair was exposed, and everyone in America found out. The incident happened in Texas, USA. There was a female officer named Shalene Diane Urban, and a male inmate named Jacob Parker. They were the ones who had the relationship. Let's first look at the conversation between the investigating detective and the female officer.
So my name's Tom Lambert. I'm a detective here with Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Partner detective over.
Okay.
So I kind of give you a brief rundown of why we're here, and then I need to get just some name and information from you, and then we'll go into a little more detail.
Okay.
We were notified of a possible improper relationship between you and Jacob Parker. So we're here for that. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about it and get your side of that story.
I don't know anything about it. I mean,
Do you know who I'm talking about?
he's in pod 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him on any jail phone calls or anything like that?
No.
None at all? Okay. Where are you typically assigned in the jail?
It depends. Sometimes I'm in pod 5. Sometimes I'm in today I'm in E-Quad. Sometimes I'm in E-Quad. They kind of just all move us around.
Okay. And where is Jacob a trustee at?
I think he's in laundry. I've seen him in laundry. I don't think he's out on the floor or anything like that.
Okay. And where would you think that this allegation will come from if there's nothing to it?
Well, I had a feeling this was coming. So there was an inmate named Coker, Justin Coker.
Okay.
And he got out of here for I don't know what period of time, and he tried to contact me on Facebook, and he sent me a message, and I blocked him on Facebook. And I guess one time Parker was going back to E-Quad to use the bathroom, and he was talking at the window with me. At E-Quad, because I was in E-Quad, he was talking through the window, and I guess Coker didn't like that, which I had no contact with him or anything.
The female officer says the incident with the male inmate was likely tipped off by another inmate named Coker. This Coker is a frequent inmate. He has been in and out of jail many times. Of course, the officer still hasn't admitted to the improper relationship.
And I don't know why, he went up to, I don't know what was said between them, but he went up to Parker and said something, and then Parker ended up went back to the laundry. And Parker had told me that he had gone up to him and was like, "Don't talk to her," or something crazy like that. And I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, whatever, because he had already returned. He was out and then he returned. And when he was out, that's whenever he tried to contact me. So, but again, I never spoke to him or anything like that. And I mean, that was that. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, don't listen to him, and that was it.
Okay.
So.
Did he say why that Coker told him that, or?
He just said that Coker was like, don't talk to her.
Do you know Coker? No?
He was a male booking trustee for a very short period of time. And I mean, I worked E-Quad several times during that time. So, he's kind of in E-Quad and back and forth.
Okay. When do you think that happened?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I guess a few months ago.
Okay. Is Coker back in jail, or no?
He came back, but I think he left. I don't know if he got released or he's in TDC now or something like that.
Okay.
So he's not in the facility anymore.
So I'm just not trying to be rude here. Why would you expect this conversation to come up from that? Now, if that happened a few months ago, I'm just trying to get where you're getting at there. You said you were kind of expecting something like this.
I don't know why this. I'm wondering if Coker maybe said something to get him in trouble or me in trouble. Like, I don't know if that's the only thing I think that's like related that has anything to do with Parker.
So, I was kind of told this about, what do you think, Chris, about 45 minutes ago? So I don't know exactly how it started, like who it started from. But I was told that it was brought to somebody's attention, and then we looked at jail calls. And there's jail calls between you and Parker.
Yeah.
And all that stuff's recorded. So, I don't think you're being completely truthful. Well, I kind of know that you're not. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kind of trying to lay it out on the table for you.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get one shot at this of being truthful, and perception means a lot in criminal cases and internal cases. It's a huge deal. It sways people to do a myriad of different things,
Right.
And this is kind of your chance to paint your own image.
Yeah.
So, can you kind of tell me what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you heard.
Well, I want to know from you. Like, I'm not trying to go off rumor. I just want to know what happened. It's my job just to find the truth, and that's it.
Yeah. I guess a few years ago, we talked, and then I ended up here, and then he ended up here. I didn't know he was here. I didn't, it wasn't anything like that. And that was that.
The female officer stated she knew the male inmate before he was incarcerated, and they had some kind of physical relationship, but it's unknown if she's telling the truth. The detective also doesn't know her history. Perhaps she's trying to pass off the improper relationship in jail as something that happened before his incarceration.
So when you say y'all talked, kind of dated a little bit before you started?
No, he was never my boyfriend or anything. I just knew him from the world.
Okay. So are y'all kind of talking in a sexual nature?
No.
Now that he's here?
Oh, no. Now that he's here, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's never been like phone sex or anything like that. That's not. But we all joke around. We all make that's what she said type things. But it's never
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone. I
just mean conversations you are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like sexual?
Well, I'm not saying having phone sex, talking about sexual acts. From what I'm listening to on the calls, I take it as that you've given him at some point, is what I gather from these calls.
No, that was in the world. But we never dated. We just.
Okay. But you've had physical relationship with him when y'all were both out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was before.
Okay.
But it was. We never had sex or anything. It was just kind of that.
You gave him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was before I knew he would end up here or that I would end up here or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I'm sorry to get in your business, but the allegation's been made, so I want to have as much detail as I can.
Right.
To say either way.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you think that was about? I know it's going to be hard if it was a couple of years ago, but.
Let me think. I want to say in the past 3 years. Because I was in a 7-year relationship and that ended about 3.5 years ago. And it was sometime after that.
Okay. And can you kind of give me more detail on where y'all met and things like that? How did you come to know him and where this all happened at?
We just met through friends. I don't remember. Where we went. I'm trying to remember. Then we went to go eat somewhere. I don't know. He was with his friends, and we just all kind of met up, and he was with one of his friends.
Do you remember who the friend was?
No, I don't remember. It was just like a group of friends that we all, and then some friends brought other friends, and other friends brought other friends.
You remember any of your friends that were there? Anybody else that you remember there?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We went to eat, and we went to a few bars, and that was it. We exchanged numbers, and then we kind of talked for a little bit, met up a few times, and then that was just that.
What kind of conversations have you had with him since you've started working here and he's been in the jail?
The female officer only admitted to having a relationship with him before he went to jail, but after he was incarcerated, they had no relationship. The detective then asked the officer if she ever took the inmate to a place in the jail with no cameras or people and had a relationship. The officer again denied the detective's claim. Of course, the detective didn't let it go at that. He first stepped out for a moment. He found the calls between the officer and the inmate. There were nearly 400 calls. All these calls happened after both were in the jail. As for what happened before they were incarcerated, how many calls they had, or if they really knew each other before, the detective doesn't know. Among these 400 calls, they might include calls made when the officer was on duty, with the inmate using a jail phone to call her desk phone, and also calls when the officer was off duty, with the inmate using a jail phone to call her personal cell phone. The detective didn't specify the details. Anyway, the male inmate used a jail phone to call, and all calls were recorded. Next, the detective played one of the recordings. It sounds like the inmate called the officer's personal cell. This recording was utterly humiliating for the officer, because the recording included some inappropriate conversation between a man and a woman.
Hey, baby.
Got that.
Baby, guess what?
What, babe?
I just won the blackjack game.
You're crazy, baby.
Crazy about you.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I said there's a lot of things I need to clean and get rid of before you come home.
Why?
I'm just kidding. Let's try to make you think I have all these secret things.
Yeah, I bet you do.
What?
What?
What? What could I possibly have? Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. You probably got this weird thing hanging from the ceiling. Kenneth probably thinks it's a swing set.
Oh, if I had that, you better believe I'd leave that sucker up for you.
Would you really?
Hell yeah.
You'd let me put you in it?
Yeah.
With a gag ball and everything?
Yeah, babe.
And you got a name. Oh, my God.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Everyone heard the recording's content. There was even more explicit content later that isn't suitable for broadcast. Later, the officer finally admitted that one day in the jail, she and the inmate went to a hidden area with no cameras and no one else around, and they had a physical relationship. The officer used her mouth to do things for the inmate. The officer said this was the only time. Later, the officer was charged with having an improper sexual relationship with a person in custody. This is a felony in Texas because such a relationship involves a power imbalance and potential exploitation. The officer pleaded guilty. In the end, the judge showed no mercy and sentenced her to 100 days in jail. She also lost her job at the jail. Today's incident might seem strange to many. How could a female officer have a relationship with a male inmate? Actually, this is not an isolated case. In U.S. state and federal prisons, this kind of thing happens often. In Texas, a 2015 investigation showed nearly 400 cases of sexual crimes by officers against inmates were referred to prosecutors. Many of these involved relationships between female officers and male inmates. There was an even more famous case in New York. A female officer named Joyce Mitchell had relationships with two male inmates, and helped them escape. Of course, this female officer was eventually sentenced to 7 years in prison. Some prisons really need to be cleaned up. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.